At the heart of the Caribbean lies the island of La Española. The Dominican Republic, with a population of 10 million inhabitants, occupies 2/3 of the island. The other 1/3 belongs to Haiti, the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. It is bordered in the north by the Atlantic Ocean and in the south by the Caribbean Sea. The Dominican Republic and its native population of Arawak and Taino Indians was discovered by Christopher Columbus on his original voyage to the New World in 1492. The country was ruled by the Spanish, French, and Haitians until it achieved independence in 1844. For much of the last century, Haiti has struggled to gain economic prosperity, while the Dominican Republic has been able to fuel development in aspects such as tourism and commerce, which have contributed to the economic growth of the country. In the last century, Haitians have faced many problems, including an AIDS epidemic, an economic embargo, political instability, and as if all that weren't enough, their land is 97% deforested, which has caused even more problems to its people. Haiti's struggles are due to a myriad of factors that combined together have made the country suffer massive poverty. Even before the earthquake that not only shook the land, but also the country and its economy, the Haitians were victims of high corruption in their government, which led to even more economic problems. Deforestation in the country has been caused by the Haitians using the selling of the wood as a source of economic income. With such a bad situation in their country, the Haitians have migrated to the Dominican Republic in search of a better life. Many of them have stayed near the frontier, which has further impoverished the region. Despite its economic growth, there is great economic disparity in the Dominican Republic, where a small percentage of the population belongs to medium-high and high social class, and the rest lies between middle and low economic classes. The Dominican Republic has the lowest investment in education in Latin America and the Caribbean, with only 1.9% of its GDP invested in public education. Without sufficient funds being invested in school supplies and infrastructure, extracurricular activities, teacher-parent training, and transportation to and from schools, Dominican children lack the resources needed for a proper education. These deficiencies, among others, are very important conditions that affect enrollment, attendance levels, dropout rates, cognitive capacity of students, and graduation rates. Along with problems in education, children suffer significant and chronic health and nutrition problems. Areas of particular concern are access to care, maternal child care, including nutrition, general hygiene, and the prevention of sexually transmitted infections, including HIV and AIDS. In 1972, the American Foundation Save the Children began its work in the Dominican Republic in a town named Loma de Cabrera in the Dajabon province, a community located close to the Haitian-Dominican border. Initially, Save the Children USA sent foreign directors to administer and supervise all activities. However, in 1979, the Foundation for Community Development FUDECO was created when local Dominican administrators reached an agreement with Save the Children to nationalize all the operations of the agency in the Dominican Republic. FUDECO has since operated as an incorporated Dominican institution and has extended its activities to several other communities along the border, like Las Matas de Farfán, El Cercado, Pedro Santana, Bánica, Elías Piña, and San Juan de la Maguana. In the years that followed, the organization consolidated its administrative structure and created 2 training centers for the active incorporation of local associations and the necessary training prior to any project. These centers have trained over 50,000 men, women, and teenagers in areas like agricultural techniques, basic accounting principles, health programs, children's rights and promotion of education, and the agricultural production in general. Since the beginning, Save the Children FUDECO was directed towards working with the rights to a safe and healthy environment. Most of the work has been developed in the area near the border with Haiti in 3 components: community infrastructure, natural resources and environment, and supporting the generation of income. The first, community infrastructure, has been focused on building things like bridges, wells, hydroelectric plants, lighting systems supported by solar energy, among others, in order to favor the community as a whole and result in the development and improvement of quality conditions for its inhabitants. Fudeco has been a pioneer in the installation of solar wells and domestic solar systems, having installed over 17 and 212 respectively in both Haiti and the Dominican Republic. In order to achieve this, the Foundation has worked with international organizations such as the Canadian Embassy and the USAID. The second component, Natural Resources and Environment, looks to improve the living conditions of marginalized populations through measures that improve the quality of the agricultural grounds, preserving and restoring the environment. This has been achieved through the reforestation in the communities, especially in those that the natural resources have already been depraved. Due to the cutting and burning of trees near the start of rivers, little by little these have turned into streams, leaving the surrounding communities with less to work with. With activities such as reforestation, production of plants and gardens, education on the ecological management of existing resources, and inclusion of children in the aforementioned activities, Fudeco has been able to achieve great progress. These practices were developed in both sides of the frontier, allowing for the recovery of areas within both countries. Lastly, Fudeco has invested in supporting the generation of income within communities. This initiative looks to finance the production of crops and small enterprises. In order to achieve this, the Foundation provides means through microcredits to small rural enterprises with the focus of generating agricultural resources, implementation of modules of farm animals like poultry, and the implementation of harvesting fruits and flowers, all of which can be consumed by the communities or sold externally. Save the Children Dominican Republic Fudeco has evolved with time, and new technologies are applied to promote development and children's rights, solar energy for homes and water, alternative teaching methods, and empowerment of women and children. They have worked in the northern and central region of the frontier and in Haitian communities and have benefited a total of 120 communities and 70,000 people. From that, 11,000 Haitians. Remember, the organization works with donations from national and international organizations as well as individual benefactors. Even small donations make a difference and can change the lives of Dominicans and Haitians in need.
All you have to do is fill out a Save the Children form with your name, address, and credit card information. Place the sealed form in one of the yards here, at your hotel or at the airport, or you can also mail the form when you get home. You may also go to savethechildren.org/dr. Save the Children donations are tax deductible.
At the head of Fudeco, the initial developmental institution, was a brilliant man by the name of Horacio Julio Ornes Heded. He was born on January 7, 1951, from revolutionary hero Horacio Ornes and his wife Susana Heded Azar. Horacio developed great interest in agriculture and went on to complete his higher education in Texas A&M University in 1971. Through hard and honest work, Horacio earned the trust of individual benefactors and international organizations, and led Save the Children Dominican Republic Fudeco as president and later executive director until his passing in 2012. His peers describe him as having great capacity for synthesis and a great communicator, with an ability to clearly express his brilliance without having to elaborate too much. Through his calmness and fairness, he was able to avoid conflicts with laborers in many occasions. Horacio was a leader who had a way with people that not only resulted in the collaboration of international organizations, but also the collaboration of his peers and the people he was trying to help. Those who were fortunate enough to treat him in a more personal level know that Horacio was always looked upon and was always willing to give sincere and educated opinions when he was asked. He is remembered not only for dedicating his life to the people in need of the Hispaniola island, but for inspiring change both in the country and in the people around him. Gracias por tu aporte a un país que tanto lo necesita, y gracias por inspirar a cientos de personas en tu labor. Espero que en el día de hoy sonrías desde el cielo al ver cómo tu labor ha continuado cambiando las vidas de los más necesitados. Nunca te olvidaremos.